साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्।
शम्भुकुमारा गौरीतनया
शम्भुकुमारा गौरीतनया
शम्भुकुमारा गौरीतनया
शम्भुकुमारा गौरीतनया
गजानना सदया जय जय
गजानना सदया जय जय
गजानना सदया
गजानना सदया
वरद गणेशा दुरित विनाशा
वरद गणेशा दुरित विनाशा
वरद गणेशा दुरित विनाशा
वरद गणेशा दुरित विनाशा
प्रणवाकारा नाथ सदया
प्रणवाकारा नाथा सदया
प्रणवाकारा नाथ सदया
प्रणवाकारा नाथा सदया
गजानना सदया जय जय
गजानना सदया जय जय
गजानना सदया
गजानना सदया
शम्भुकुमारा गौरीतनया
शम्भुकुमारा गौरीतनया
गजानना सदया जय जय
गजानना सदया जय जय
वरद गणेशा दुरित विनाशा
वरद गणेशा दुरित विनाशा
प्रणवाकारा नाथ सदया
प्रणवाकारा नाथा सदया
गजानना सदया जय जय
गजानना सदया जय जय
गजानना सदया
गजानना सदया
शम्भुकुमारा गौरीतनया मानस भज रे गुरुचरणं
मानस भज रे गुरुचरणं
मानस भज रे गुरुचरणं
मानस भज रे गुरुचरणं
दुस्तर भवसागर तरणं
दुस्तर भवसागर तरणं
दुस्तर भवसागर तरणं
दुस्तर भवसागर तरणं
गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय
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 साईनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय।
साईनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय।
सत्य साईनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय।
साईनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय।
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः।
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः।
अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुण शिव।
अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुण शिव।
ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओम नमो बाबा।
ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओम नमो बाबा।
ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओम नमो बाबा।
ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओम नमो बाबा।
मानस भजरे गुरुचरणं
मानस भजरे गुरुचरणं।
दुस्तर भवसागर तरणं।
दुस्तर भवसागर तरणं।
गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय।
गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय।
साईनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय।
साईनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय।
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः।
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः।
अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुण शिव।
अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुण शिव।
ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओम नमो बाबा।
ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओम नमो बाबा।
ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओम नमो बाबा।
ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओंकारं भव ओम नमो बाबा।
मानस भजरे गुरुचरणं दुस्तर भवसागर तरणम्।
जय देवी दुर्गा गौरी शङ्करी पार्वती।
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 भुवन मोहिनी ललिता लक्ष्मी कलावती।
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 जय देवी दुर्गा गौरी शङ्करी पार्वती।
जय देवी दुर्गा गौरी शङ्करी पार्वती।
कमलकामिनी हरिनारायणि भगवती।
कमलकामिनी हरिनारायणि भगवती।
कमलकामिनी हरिनारायणि भगवती।
कमलकामिनी हरिनारायणि भगवती।
वेदमाता विद्यादायिनी भारती।
वेदमाता विद्यादायिनि भारती।
वेदमा वीणापाणि सरस्वती
हंसवाहिनी वीणापाणि सरस्वती
हंसवाहिनी वीणापाणि सरस्वती
हंसवाहिनी वीणापाणि सरस्वती
जय देवी दुर्गा गौरी शङ्करी पार्वती
जय देवी दुर्गा गौरी शङ्करी पार्वती
भुवन मोहिनी ललिता लक्ष्मी कलावती
भुवन मोहिनी ललित लक्ष्मी कलावती
जय देवी दुर्गा गौरी शङ्करी पार्वती
जय देवी दुर्गा गौरी शङ्करी पार्वती
कमलकामिनी हरिनारायणि भगवती
कमलकामिनी हरिनारायणि भगवती
वेदमाता विद्यादायिनि भारती
वेदमाता विद्यादायिनि भारती
हंसवाहिनी वीणापाणि सरस्वती
हंसवाहिनी वीणापाणि सरस्वती
हंसवाहिनी वीणापाणि सरस्वती
हंसवाहिनी वीणापाणि सरस्वती
जय देवी दुर्गा गौरी शङ्करी पार्वती
राधा कृष्णा करुणालोला राधे गोविन्दा
राधा कृष्ण करुणालोला राधे गोविन्दा
राधा कृष्णा करुणालोला राधे गोविन्दा
राधा कृष्ण करुणालोला राधे गोविन्दा
राधे गोविन्दा मुरली गोविन्दा
राधे गोविन्दा मुरली गोविन्दा
राधे गोविन्दा मुरली गोविन्दा
राधे गोविन्दा मुरली गोविन्दा
राधे राधे गोविन्दा मुरली गोविन्दा
राधे राधे गोविन्दा मुरली गोविन्दा
राधे गोविन्दा मुरली गोविन्दा
राधे गोविन्दा मुरली गोविन्दा
राधा कृष्ण करुणालोला राधे गोविन्दा
राधा कृष्ण करुणालोला राधे गोविन्दा
राधे गोविन्दा मुरली गोविन्दा
राधे गोविन्दा मुरली गोविन्दा
राधे राधे गोविन्दा मुरली गोविन्दा
राधे राधे गोविन्दा मुरली गोविन्दा
राधे गोविन्दा मुरली गोविन्दा
राधे गोविन्दा मुरली गोविन्दा
राधा कृष्णा करुणालोला राधे गोविन्दा परमानन्द गोविन्द गोपाल जय
परमानन्द गोविन्द गोपाल जय
परमानन्द गोविन्द गोपाल जय
परमानन्द गोविन्द गोपाल जय
साई नन्दा मुकुन्दा गोपाल जय
साई नन्दा मुकुन्दा गोपाल जय
साई नन्दा मुकुन्दा गोपाल जय
साई
परमानंद गोविंद गोपाल जय।
परमानंद गोविंद गोपाल जय।
साई नंदा मुकुंदा गोपाल जय।
साई नंदा मुकुंदा गोपाल जय।
साई कृष्णा हरे साई रामा हरे।
साई कृष्णा हरे साई रामा हरे।
जय केशव माधव मोहन हरे।
जय केशव माधव मोहन हरे।
परमानंद गोविंद गोपाल जय।
परमानंद गोविंद गोपाल जय।
मुखारविंदा गोपाल जय।
मुखारविंदा गोपाल जय।
सच्चिदानंद गोविंद गोपाल जय।
सच्चिदानंद गोविंद गोपाल जय।
साई नंदा मुकुंदा 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 गोपाल जय।
परमानंद गोविंद गोपाल जय।
हे साई जगन्नाथा, 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 हे साई जगन्नाथा। दीन बंधु साईनाथा, करुणा सिंधु जगन्नाथा, दीन बंधु साईनाथा, करुणा सिंधु जगन्नाथा, दीन बंधु साईनाथा, करुणा सिंधु जगन्नाथा, दीन बंधु साईनाथा, करुणा सिंधु जगन्नाथा। हे साई जगन्नाथा, 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 हे शिरडी जगन्नाथा, हे परती जगन्नाथा, हे साई जगन्नाथा, हे शिरडी जगन्नाथा, हे परती जगन्नाथा, हे साई जगन्नाथा, हे शिरडी जगन्नाथा, हे परती जगन्नाथा, हे साई जगन्नाथा, हे शिरडी जगन्नाथा, हे परती जगन्नाथा, हे साई 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 जगन्नाथा। दीन बंधु साईनाथा, करुणा सिंधु जगन्नाथा, दीन बंधु साईनाथा, करुणा सिंधु जगन्नाथा, हे साई जगन्नाथा, हे साई जगन्नाथा, हे साई जगन्नाथा, हे साई जगन्नाथा, हे शिरडी जगन्नाथ हे परति जगन्नाथ हे साई जगन्नाथ
हे शिरडी जगन्नाथ हे परति जगन्नाथ हे साई जगन्नाथ
हे शिरडी जगन्नाथ हे परति जगन्नाथ हे साई जगन्नाथ
हे शिरडी जगन्नाथ हे परति जगन्नाथ हे साई जगन्नाथ
हे साई जगन्नाथ हे साई जगन्नाथ हे साई जगन्नाथ। जय विजयी भव जय विजयी भव
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 भव भयनाशा हनुमन्ता
भव भयनाशा हनुमन्ता
भव भयनाशा हनुमन्ता
भव भयनाशा हनुमन्ता
पवन कुमारा पावन वीरा
कुमारा पावन वीरा
पवन कुमारा पावन वीरा
कुमारा पावन वीरा
अति बलवन्ता हनुमन्ता
अति बलवन्ता हनुमन्ता
जय अति बलवन्ता हनुमन्ता
जय अति बलवन्ता हनुमन्ता
अंजनी पुत्रा वीरांजनेया
अंजनी पुत्रा वीरांजनेया
अंजनी पुत्रा वीरांजनेया
अंजनी पुत्रा वीरांजनेया
निरंजना विजयी भवा
निरंजना विजयी भवा
निरंजना विजयी भवा
निरंजना विजयी भवा
बोलो निरंजना विजयी भवा
बोलो निरंजना विजयी भवा
जय विजयी भव जय विजयी भव
जय विजयी भव जय विजयी भव
भव भयनाशा हनुमन्ता
भव भयनाशा हनुमन्ता
पवन कुमारा पावन वीरा
कुमारा पावन वीरा
अति बलवन्ता हनुमन्ता
अति बलवन्ता हनुमन्ता
अंजनी पुत्रा वीरांजनेया
अंजनी पुत्रा वीरांजनेया
निरंजना विजयी भवा
निरंजना विजयी भवा
निरंजना विजयी भवा
निरंजना विजयी भवा
बोलो निरंजना विजयी भवा
बोलो निरंजना विजयी भवा
जय विजयी भव जय विजयी भव शिव महेश्वरा शिव महेश्वरा शिव महेश्वरा साईरा
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 शिव महेश्वरा शिव शंकरा शिव महादेवा साईरा
शिव महेश्वरा शिव शंकरा शिव महादेवा साईरा
शिव महेश्वरा शिव शंकरा शिव महादेवा साई राम।
शिव महेश्वरा शिव शंकरा शिव महादेवा साई राम।
कैलासवासा महादेवा
कैलासवासा महादेवा
कैलासवासा महादेवा
कैलासवासा महादेवा।
जगदीश्वर हर महादेवा
जगदीश्वर हर महादेवा
जगदीश्वर हर महादेवा
जगदीश्वर हर महादेवा।
त्रिभुवन पाल बाबा साई देवा
त्रिभुवन पाल बाबा साई देवा
त्रिभुवन पाल बाबा साई देवा
त्रिभुवन पाल बाबा साई देवा।
शिव महेश्वरा शिव महेश्वरा शिव महेश्वरा साई
शिव
राम।
महेश्वरा शिव महेश्वरा शिव महेश्वरा साई राम।
शिव महेश्वरा शिव शंकरा शिव महादेवा साई राम।
शिव महेश्वरा शिव शंकरा शिव महादेवा साई राम।
कैलासवासा महादेवा
कैलासवासा महादेवा
जगदीश्वर हर महादेवा
जगदीश्वर हर महादेवा।
त्रिभुवन पाल बाबा साई देवा
त्रिभुवन पाल बाबा साई देवा
त्रिभुवन पाल बाबा साई देवा
त्रिभुवन पाल बाबा साई देवा।
शिव महेश्वरा शिव महेश्वरा शिव महेश्वरा साई राम।
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे गोपी गोप बाला। 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 गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे मुरली गान लोला। गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे मुरली गान लोला। गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे राधा रमण लोला। गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे राधा रमण लोला। गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे मुरली गान लोला। गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे मुरली गान लोला। गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे राधा रमण लोला। गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे राधा रमण लोला। गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे गोपी गोप बाला। गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे गोपी गोप बाला। गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे मुरली गान लोला। गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे मुरली गान लोला। गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे हे राधा रमण
Sairam.
In your book, you mentioned about how the Dr. Mohan's Diabetic Specialty Center came into being. It's such an incredible story. Now, this center has its clinics and its hospitals in 10 states of India, close to 50 centers, and serving so many patients day in and day out. But not many know that the way the whole institution started is itself such an unbelievable way the divine blessed you with.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, because but for Swami's grace then and his continued blessings now, none of this could have happened. In fact, many people are still amazed to see our growth, and that's entirely 100% due to Swami's grace. And when I tell you the story, you'll know it is true. I'm not just saying it because the Radio Sai interview, but because that is the absolute truth. So I started off with my father and spent 20 years with him, and built up. My father was the first diabetes specialist of India. He's called as a father of diabetes in India, Dr. Vishwanathan. So when he left Stanley, he started from scratch, and as a first-year medical student, I helped him build up that center, and it became quite famous, the MV Hospital for Diabetes at Roypuram. But somewhere in 1990-91, my wife and I felt that we should move to South Madras, because that is located in North Madras. We just had a few rooms in a rented building. And the first 2-3 years, we were going like that. But then we started growing, and there was lack of space. And we thought we would get another 2 floors, but that man did not give it to us. Then we had to take another building nearby for the inpatient services, an outpatient and inpatient in 2 different places. It was a total mess. It was very difficult to. So at that point, an offer came up whether we should buy land and build our own hospital. Now, this is a big move, and just as we were contemplating that, came the news that my wife had developed cancer. And that was the first time we had come to Swami, to Puttaparthi. And we had been devotees for a couple of years, but that's the first visit to Puttaparthi, about which I talked in an earlier episode. And then during her treatment, at the worst time we had taken loans, we had her loans, my loans, company's loans, and then now we're going to buy property, which means more loans. And where is the money to put in all that? And we started off with virtually nothing when I left my father's center. So at that time, and on top of all that, my wife had cancer also, just diagnosed. So the whole future was in a big thing, and we didn't know whether we should just continue like that or leave it like that. So we said, let's come to Parthi to take Swami's...
Can you really take that big leap now?
Yeah, because I wasn't even sure. Suppose she's not there. She's a primary earning member for me, because she, with this eye thing only, 50% income comes from her. And whether we can even take that step, or whether I should just leave everything and kind of half retire and then run a small clinic or something. These are all big steps, and how can we take a decision like that? So my wife and I decided we'll come and go to Puttaparthi, try to meet Swami. This was in between her treatment. She'd finished her surgery, and then chemotherapy is to start. Then she'll become a little sick. So in between that time, let's go and ask Swami. If Swami says no, so what we decided was, quite foolishly in retrospect, but at that time so desperate, we didn't know what to do. We wrote a letter and took a carbon copy of the letter and made, those days we put carbon paper and write. So neatly we wrote out a letter and took 2 copies. One copy I put in one cover and I'm holding it. One copy she's holding it in a cover, and saying that if he comes to your side, you give him. If he comes to our side, I will give him, and all that. And what I written in the letter is quite, now I don't know how I even wrote to Swami. The desperation shows, So in the letter I've written to Swami saying, Swami, we have come to a crossroads now. Either we just continue like this, what you're doing, or we take this big leap of faith, and then we, take this new building and, land we buy, and then we construct, and for all that we don't have money also, and all that. So we're holding the 2 letters, and then also in the same letter I've written, and Swami, we are not even very keen to go to that second path. If you say that we should go, we will take it. But if you say, Swami, you must find us some money also, because we don't... All this in one letter. Can you imagine? Yeah, if you want to start that, you give us some money also, because we don't have money also. That means you are asking us to go, you give us some money, All that written in that one letter, and quite audaciously written, and 2 of us holding, And when Swami came, I was sitting in the third row. I'm not even very keen to give it to him because in case and what I've written there also, Swami, if you take this letter, it means the second part. We have to buy the land and all that. If you don't take the letter, we'll just stick like this. So this is also, you're taking the letter means that that's a sign, that we have to go ahead. All that is written in the letter. Okay. So Swami comes and I'm sitting in the third row. I'm not even brave enough to give it to him. If he takes it, then I'll have to do all this,
Oh my God.
So I'm scared to even give it to him. So I was holding it back from him like that and sitting in the third row, not even giving it to him. So when he came near, I didn't even extend it to him. Swami reached out to the third row and took the letter from me. So I said, God, he wants me to do this, So that's why it is. So quite excitedly, I came running out and told Rama, my wife, you know what? He took the letter from me. She said, you know what? He took it from me also. From you also he took it. Now, see, for devotees, what is the chance that Swami will take two letters in the same darshan from on the same topic from two different people.
You did carbon copy of the letter, Swami did carbon copy of blessings.
So, okay, so this went, now see the human element, so this is over. So next day, I'm sitting now, I'm all pumped up now. Swami has asked me to go ahead now. And he has said he'll give the thing, and even now he has said he'll give us the money, he'll give everything, So now I'm sitting in the first row. Next day, I sit in the first row. Swami comes first row. So I'm now sure he has taken the letter from both of us and all that. So when Swami came near, I'm asking Swami, please bless my project. I tell Swami. Swami glared at me like this, I got the shock of my life. I saw that angry Shiva look on his face, and he just passes, He didn't even look at me. He didn't even talk to me. He just went off like that. Very angry, that I asked him, please bless my project. I said, because he's already taken it, the project now he knows, so please bless it. That for me, that was what it was. So he was angry with me, and he went off. So I finished the darshan and I came out and told Rama, he was very angry. I asked him for blessing. He is very angry. You know what? Yesterday we wrote all that. He's very angry that we wrote. We shouldn't have written all that. You find us the money. You get this. You get that. Now I'm confused now. Really, should we go for the project or don't go for the project? He shouted. So angry.
One day
he's taken. Next day he's doing like this. No, maybe he read it and he didn't like what we did. Now should we go on the project or not go on the project? I'm confused. Yesterday was very clear. Today I'm totally confused. I don't know what to do. She said, he'll find some way. He'll tell us, because let's have faith. He will tell us. That night in Puttaparthi, I'm here. He comes in the dream, 3 a.m. And he comes. Again, he's very angry. And he says, I'm very angry with you. I said, Swami, what happened, Swami? What did I do wrong? Yesterday, you gave a letter. I took the letter, all in the dream. I took the letter from you and I take it from your wife to make sure that you have no doubt that it's the second one, that option that I want you to, grow and buy the land and do everything. You have put so many conditions in that you have put. In spite of that, I took the letter. Next day, you're asking for my blessing. What does it mean? It means you have no faith in me. If you have no faith in me, then why are you writing a letter? Why are you coming and asking me? You could have taken the decision. You have asked me for the decision. I have taken the decision. Why are you again asking for my blessing? You have no faith in me. I jumped up from my sleep.
Oh my God.
I jumped up and I said, that's why you are angry, Swami. We didn't know what it was. Then I sat and prayed there in my room. I think it was an N9. I was sitting there and praying and saying, Swami, please forgive us. We are human beings. Next day when I get a chance to talk to you, one thing, I blurted out. I know, now I know what is true faith. When it's true faith, I should not have even have moved. Swami has taken the letter, that's it. No further talk. But our weakness, we are human beings. Once you give us little, we'll ask you for more. You give us 1 inch, we'll ask for 1 yard. That's how we are, Swami. Please forgive me. There is not lack of faith. I have full faith in you. So now that you have clearly told me that I should go ahead, no further question, no further talking to you. I won't ask you anything. I just go back and do the work that I came here for. So next day I went back to Chennai and all that. 2 days later, one man walks in. Okay, so what I did was, after I went back, immediately designed a small brochure. I thought if I ask some people to invest, some of my patients, they can give me 1 lakh, 2 lakh, some small amounts. So with that, I still don't know how I'll get my money, but at least some money from their part if I get, then I can somehow, I don't know where I'll get my money and where my wife will get her money. But after all that, we will somehow get together, then buy the land. Then with that land, go to the bank and get the loan to put the building. It's a long process. Again, borrowing. So going to, either we sink or we fail. But Swami has said, go ahead. So there's no question of sinking. We will succeed. No, but now how do we do this? And it's just about 3-4 days after I came back from Puttaparthi that this man comes. So I saw he was a chairman of some finance company. So I thought this man may give 1 or 2 lakhs. So after finishing all, the first time he's come. I've never seen him. First time he has come.
As a patient?
As a patient. He came as a patient, finished consultation over, everything over. Then I take out this small brochure. Gingerly I take it out and then I show him, what is this, doctor? He asked. I said, no, I got a small project. So what? So I said, no, if you can invest some small amount in this, so I'm asking some patients to invest some money. Then he takes one look at it and he says, how much is it? Oh, okay, there's a few crores actually. Okay, so he says, I'll give you the whole amount. No problem.
Oh my God.
My heart almost stopped. Those days, 1994, 95, those days, for me, crores and all, I didn't even know how many zeros there are in 1 crore. I cannot, 100,000, 1 lakh, maybe I know, but beyond that, I don't even know how many zeros are there. So he said, I'll give you the whole amount. I just got so scared because stranger telling me I'll give you a whole thing and all. I said, okay. First time, I don't know him also, who he is also. Why would he give it to me? I got such a shock. So I told him, okay, sir, I'll see you. Yeah, I'll come and see you and all. I really got scared. Then that evening I went and met Rama and said, we had a long discussion. This guy says he'll give. You think he's playing the fool, Then we discussed and she said, what if it's true? What if he gives you? Our problem is solved, no? What will he say? Tomorrow if you go there, he'll say, oh, it was a joke, doctor. You believed me, huh? I was just pulling your leg, How can something like that? He'll say, you just, okay. You say you all have a laugh and you come away. Suppose on the other hand, it's true. You got your money. You got everything. Finished. Problem solved. Go and see him. Nothing lost, she said. So I pick up courage, get my accountant, senior accountant, say, let's go and see this guy. Go there, meet him. Okay, it's in his office. Okay, so he said, doctor, you come. Yeah. Then I said, yesterday I showed you that thing. Yeah. So he said, you said you can give the money and all that. Yeah. So how much you want? He said. So I named, the actually amount was very big, but I didn't want that many. I just wanted my contribution and my wife's contribution that we'll hold at least 50% of the shares or something we'll hold. So the company will be ours, the hospital will be ours. There's somebody else will own it and we'll be working for them. So I told him this much. No, you wanted more. I said, no, this is enough, Are you sure? Yeah, enough then. So he rings the bell, asks the secretary, bring my checkbook, he says. Hey, which name you wanted? I said, I gave my wife's name and my name. I said, you write half in my name, half in my wife's name. So he writes on the check, Dr. V. Mohan, this amount, Dr. Rama Mohan, this amount, tears the 2 checks and then gives it to me. So I've got the 2 checks now. Now I'm waiting, So he also was waiting and all. Then he said, anything else, doctor? He said. I said, no, anything else means, I'm waiting for the documents to come. What documents? No, papers, to sign. You've given me the amount. No papers. You can go. No papers. You're just giving me 2 checks.
Just like that?
Just like that. 2 checks. Yeah, that's all, he said. I said, you don't want surety. You don't want me to sign documents that check only, no. I'm going to check only, no? He said.
That you want it back in certain amount of time?
That also is not asked. It's not told even. Then I said, okay, so what do you want me to do to return? He said, some interest you can pay, no? I said, interest I can pay, but principal, how can I pay? I'll have to now use this, buy the land, then apply for loan, then the building will come, then the building hospital has to start functioning, it has to earn, then I have to start paying you back. It's a long process, That's okay. That's okay with you. Yeah, it's okay, he says. I said, this is unimaginable. So he said, you just keep paying the print. Then I said, interest I can pay. Somehow I can pay on this interest we work out. Somehow I'll keep it going. Principal may take years. I never talked about principal doctor. I know it's for a project, so it's okay, he said. So you don't want any documents? No. You can go, doctor, he said. I said, okay, let's go. I walked out, and after reach, I called my wife and I said, this happened. She said, you go straight to the bank and put it there. If it bounces, it is still an April Fool joke or something. And those days, bouncing was not a crime, If it really happens, then it is true. It's a miracle, So I go and put it in the bank. Next day, I said, it's cleared. You got the money.
Wow.
I said, got the money. We made it. We're getting a hospital. Okay, in all this process, I've forgotten Swami now. Okay. Who is the author of all this? I've completely... That's what happens to human beings. It actually happens. Okay. So done. So I've cleared it and all. Now I'm boasting, I got this money. By the time I'm now like 10 feet in the air now. I'm a giant now. I'm a superhuman. I've got this money. I got this. I got that. I'm building a hospital. I become a Superman now. So then one of my relatives hears about this, So she comes and says, I am looking for some small amount, 5 lakhs for, to buy a flat. Can you get me? I said, the kind of contacts I have, this will work through a phone call. Look at the arrogance. This will happen through a phone call, So I call him, and I say, so-and-so, I need another 5 lakhs. Oh, why, doctor? Yesterday you took the checks and all. I said, no, that is different. This is different. So this is for a, personal, somebody, my relative wants, just 5 lakhs only, small amount. You give me big amount, but 5 lakhs only, just give it to her and she'll return to you in a year's time, 2 years' time. She'll return. Principal, everything she'll return to you. Sorry, doctor, I cannot give you.
Sorry, doctor.
Sorry, doctor, I cannot give you. Finished. Slap on the face. Okay. So I said, but yesterday I didn't take the full amount. You offered me a much bigger amount. And I said only that much I need. So why don't you treat this as part of that? Doctor, that was for a different purpose. This is for a different purpose. Sorry, don't mix the two. Sorry, doctor, I'm busy. Put down the phone.
Oh my God.
Here I am. Over a phone call I can do it and all that, At that minute, it struck me, what an idiot I've been, I am thinking I am doing all this. I have given the letter to Swami. In the letter I have said, you do it. You find the money. You do this. Otherwise the project will not come. Somewhere along the line when all this happened, I completely forgot about Swami.
And Swami
I am thinking it's me. It's me, Dr. Mohan, who's doing all this. In one shot, one slap from him through the phone was a slap from Swami, which brought me back to my senses. And I realized, gosh, it's not me. It's Swami. His miracle. I've written to him. He has taken the promise once. Already he's been angry with me. Now again I've gone and done this. I went to the puja room and said, Swami, sorry. I forgot myself. In that moment, I forgot. This is ego, human ego. It is all you. It's a miracle of sorts. So she never got, the person who asked me for the money never got it. This money took. And from this started the entire story of Dr. Mohan's. We bought the land, quickly got the loan. The loan was another miracle. We needed a big amount to get the loan and nobody is willing to give it. Suddenly a Sai devotee came and he said, sanction. And he sanctioned the loan. So that also happened. Again, it was Swami's intervention. Then the hospital came up and the rest is history. Today we are the largest, with Swami's grace, we are the largest diabetes center in the world, not only in India.
Wow.
And every time I used to meet Swami after that, he'll ask me, how many branches you have now? The way Swami asked, mischievously, he'll ask, how many branches you have now? He'll ask, that now I won't get fooled, Then I said, Swami, it's all your grace. What you have given. Why should you even ask me how many branches I have? I'll have as many branches as you give. It is not my branches it is your grace, Swami. It is only you. You have taught me that now very well. Initially I got fooled. The Maya came. Now it is very, very clear. Whatever I am will be only your grace.
In fact, it is so evident. You step into Dr. Mohan's Diabetes Specialty Center and Swami is welcoming you.
Shall I talk about that?
Bhagwan.
How it happened?
Oh, yes, please.
That's a nice story by itself. On that inaugural day, now until that day, I had never kept Swami's pictures anywhere. Okay? I thought this is a personal thing. Your faith is a personal thing. Why should you exhibit Swami's pictures everywhere? And, people will think I'm trying, number one, people think I'm trying to show off. That is my reasoning, all wrong, of course. Second thing is, other people of other faiths can come, other religions can come, even Hindus who don't believe in Swami can come. All these kind of people will come. So my fear was, will they all criticize, seeing Swami's pictures there and all. There were quite a few critics anyway. So I said, let's not mix all this. I didn't have a single picture of Swami anywhere in this. Right at that time, at the time of the inauguration, one friend of mine, he got a beautifully backlit picture of Swami. So the picture is there, and it's he said he'll get a backlit picture put into a case with light from behind, so the picture gets lit up like that. So it's a almost life-size picture of Swami. So he said, Doctor, this is my gift to you for your inauguration, and shall I get this done? I said, please, I would never have been able to do this myself. You do it for me. Then he said, shall I bring it to the inaugural place where the inauguration is going to take place? Okay. So I said, yeah, please bring it, and we'll keep it on the stage. I've never kept so far anything on the stage, but now I can keep it on the stage. That morning, what happened was a press conference. So I prepared a small video about our center, and for the first time, I had put Swami's picture in a small video within that video of Swami walking and blessing and all that as an introduction to that video. I'd never done all that earlier. It's the first time I did it. So I had the press there. During question time, during some time, some joke I made about God, about Venkatajalapati, something I said, it was just, I thought it was humor. I said, if type 1 diabetes, you stop insulin, homeopathy won't work, allopathy won't work, naturopathy won't work, and even Venkatajalapati may not work, I said. I should not have said that, but I like all the pati, so in that thing, like a joke, I said it. When I finished, one press fellow got up and said, don't talk about Venkatajalapati like that. Don't insult. Why? Your Baba can do it. Huh? He started shouting and saying, you are talking about God in a very flippant manner. This is not correct. This, that. I got scared. I really got scared. The way the hostile guy was talking like that, I got scared. And the first thought which came to me was, this guy is going to come. Then I had some of all the chief guests who were invited were not devotees of Swami, and it's the first public function we're going to have, and here I am going to keep that full picture of Swami, which people don't keep normally functions. So what I did was I called that friend of mine and I said, you know what, you said you're going to bring that picture to the to the inaugural function, to the hall. Please don't bring it. Please don't bring Swami's picture, I said. So I said that I didn't think about it. I was more worried about this fellow and the press, and because he said, I'm going to come in the evening and all, he said. Then I thought he's going to be there. If he starts saying something hostile there, I'll get, the whole mood will go. So I said, don't bring Swami's picture to the inaugural place. I've said that, and then I went home and I told Rama, I told them not to bring this picture of Swami's to the inaugural place. She said, what? What did you do? Why did you do that? Just because a press fellow said, you said not to bring Swami's picture. I feel something will go wrong. I have a strong feeling something will go wrong with this function because you said that. I said, no, don't be superstitious. Nothing will happen, I said. Just when I said nothing will happen, phone rang. Those days, no cell phone, so landline phone rang. The minister who was supposed to inaugurate, he's on the line. So he comes and says, Dr. Mohan, unfortunately, I can't come this evening for your inauguration. Chief Minister has called me for an emergency meeting. There's some doctor strike, something. So he has called me for that function. So I cannot come. I said, sir, you can't do this. In the morning only they asked, press conference, they all asked me whether you will come. They specifically asked me that you will come. And I promised them that you will come. Now, if you don't come, the press will get very hostile, sir. What can I do, Dr. Mohan? When CM calls me, I have to go there. No, I'm very, very sorry. Find someone else, he said, and put on the phone.
Oh, God.
I was pale, just pale. And Rama came and she said, what happened? He said he's not coming. She said, I told you. You said Swami's picture not to come. Trouble has started now. Why did you ever do that? She said. I said, I never thought about it. It's my mistake. I didn't think of it at all. I was thinking of the press and I got scared. First time we are doing it, Swami's picture and all. So I've never done it. So I said, wait, let me go to the puja room. Let me talk to Swami. So I went to the puja room, sat there, in meditation, started focusing on Swami, okay, and said, Swami, I didn't mean to insult you. I didn't mean to do anything. This just happened. I'm naive. I don't know these things, and I don't know politicians. I don't know this. I don't know that. Somehow solve this problem for me, and see that everything goes
After
right.
so much effort.
Yeah, because it's my whole lifetime thing. How much borrowing, how much thing, and everything finally depends on this one inauguration. It's where we're going to tell the world. And there, inaugural people also don't come. This, that, whole thing gone. And I said, Swami, it's only you. And I just closed my eyes in meditation and said, I don't know how long it went. I was just sitting in meditation, just talking to Swami, just connecting to him. As I was connecting, the phone rang. Okay, I'm sitting in meditation in the puja room, sitting and meditating on him and talking to him actually. Phone rang. So I said, oh, phone is ringing. I went and take it. Minister, back. Mohan, I told the CM I'll come half an hour late. Okay, so I'll come for your function and then I'll finish it and then I'll go. But first half an hour I'll give my speech and all and then I'll go. Is that all right with you? I said, perfectly all right with me, sir. Please come. Went back to the puja room. Swami, it's only you, Swami. When I say I don't want you, he goes away. When I say I want you, he comes. You have done it. You have done a miracle. Which minister? I don't even know that minister properly. I don't know how he's ringing me at home and all. No ministers do that. And he's ringing me and he's saying he'll come. After saying he won't come, he put down the phone. And now he's saying he'll come. Who else? In between, what happened? The only thing happened is you. I've been praying to you. And your prayer has worked. My prayer to you has worked and you have done that to him, and you have made him come. How can I thank you more, Swami? Anyway, Swami, I'm so sorry that your picture won't be there. Okay, that's okay. From now on, after this function, we will do something. I go to the hall. First thing I see is his pictures there. Okay.
You had told not to bring.
I told him not to bring. And then his picture is there, So I go there and I say, gosh, picture's already there. Then what is all this Leela about, So pictures there. I didn't even have time to talk to the guy who brought it. So anyway, the function went through. He came, everybody came. Big success, everything all done. Everything was over. That man is coming. Doctor, please forgive me. I brought the picture came off. So I said, okay, that's okay. But just tell me how the picture came. I just want to know how did the picture come. So he says, that carpenter who was making it, I had told him 6 o'clock is the function, 4 o'clock you should bring it. You rang me around 11 o'clock. When I rang him at 11 and told him that don't take the picture, he said, I've already taken the picture and put it there. So while all this drama is going on, the picture is already there. Okay. So what Swami is telling me is, you invited me, because I sent the first invitation to Puttaparthi. Okay. Yes. Always send the first invitation to Puttaparthi. So, you invite me and then you tell me not to come. Okay. I've already come. You invited me. The rest of the drama is to teach you some lesson. Okay. Never be shy to put my picture. Okay. Why should you be shy? You wanted to put my picture.
That is your strength.
No, that is your strength. And why should you be shy about this? That day it changed. It's a turning point in my life. I said, Swami's picture will be there everywhere in the hospital. Okay. So right when you enter the hospital, big picture. In the reception itself, big picture. From that day until today, 27 years, Swami's picture will be right there. In every one of my branches, Swami's picture will be there. Every function of ours, whether foreigners are there, anybody is there, connected to medicine, not connected to medicine, social function, any function without Swami's picture, no function will take place in my hospital. For the last 28 years, 25 years, it has been going on. It was a big turning point in my life. Now I tell people, never be shy to say that you're Swami's devotee. Why should you say that you're shy to be Swami's devotee? Earlier, when I used to come to Puttaparthi many, many years ago, I used to tell people I'm going to Bangalore. I never even say Puttaparthi. Say Puttaparthi, what will they think? That. So now I proudly say I'm going to Puttaparthi. So all that happens, Swami teaches you little by little by little through his leelas. He teaches you. And those are very, very powerful lessons. And once those lessons are taught, throughout life, they stick with you.
Choose Swami and everything else will come to you.
Automatically.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Sai Ram.
Om Tat Sat Shri Narayana सिद्धबुद्ध तु स्कन्द विनायक सविता पावक तु ब्रह्ममस्द तु यज्ञशक्ति तु येषु पिता प्रभु तु रुद्र विष्णु तु रामकृष्ण तु रहीमता तु वासुदेव गो विश्वरूप तु चिदानन्द हरि तु अद्वितीय तु अकाल निर्भय आत्मलिङ्ग शिव तु आत्मलिङ्ग शिव तु आत्मलिङ्ग शिव तु
ॐ जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ॐ जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ॐ जय जगदीश हरे मातपिता गुरुदैवमु मरि अन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मरि अन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्रशयना ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी हो साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल आरती अंधुको मंगल आरती अंधुको मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति शांति शांति। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई साईं बाबा जी की